honor of Super Bowl Sunday, our speaker today, Kindle Perry, has cooked up an alphabet soup as her introduction. So we're going to be a little playful. REV, Kindle is an ordained interfaith and interspiritual minister, having attended One Spirit Interfaith Seminary in NYC. She completed also One Spirit's 2-year ISC, Inner Spiritual Counseling Program, and holds a certificate in counseling. BFA. Over the years, Kindle has almost earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. She claims to have an honorary PhD from the School of Hard Knocks, having completed more than enough AFGOs, that's another F in growth opportunities, to qualify. UU. Kindle's a longtime friend and member of the Unitarian Universalist Church. For many of those years, she served as a small group lay leader and creative worship team member at the First Unitarian Church of, is it Rochester, New York? HHS. Got any guesses? Kindle has happily worked in health and human services field for most of her adult career life, first as an energy conservation educator for low-income families, then as an activities director for assisted living communities. More recently, she's been serving as a spiritual counselor and also as a caregiver for homebound seniors. WOW. Oh, I think I have that one upside down. It's actually MOM. Kindle is the adoring mother of 2 amazing young women who live on the West Coast in CA and OR. ESC. Much to her JOY, Kindle joined the Elder Spirit community right here in Abingdon last September and reports feeling very much at home. Kindle, it's all yours.
Oh, you gotta be like, that's not something. Harry, is that good?
It's good.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I need to look into all your eyes before I take this leap. Okay. I am going to go without notes. I have thought long and hard. I have pages of ideas I've considered. Came up with 33 possible things I could include in this sermon, and you'll be happy to know I am not going to do most of them. I do have one written note to myself. This came from One Spirit's daily inspiration today, and it said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment," and I would say discernment, not judgment, the discernment that something else is more important than one's fear. I'm scared to be up here. I'm scared to be doing it without notes. I have voices in my head that tell me I was crazy to volunteer to do this. I'm going to make myself vulnerable. I'm going to ask you to play with me. I'm going to do it playfully. That's what the nature of my relation to being in this world is. So today is 2/2/2020. We've got about a 20-minute sermon. We're going to sermon. See, I've already done it. I just learned today this is a polylog, and I have that confused with polywogs, needless to say. And what it really is I was invited to talk. And I don't want to just talk to, I want to talk with. I just don't want to be watched playing. I want to play with you. So I invite you to join me in getting a little vulnerable, a little risky, and let's do some deep play together. We have 20 seconds. On the world clock, we have 20 seconds. What can we do with 20 seconds? And I'd like to just put that question out there for all of us. What can we do to save the world in 20 seconds? Anybody got any ideas? Well, the world clock is at 20 seconds now, isn't it? Didn't we learn that? Yes. 20 seconds. Yes, it's a metaphor, but in the scheme of things, we have 20 seconds.
Oh, we hug people.
Hey, 20 seconds we could do a hug. Great. Yes, absolutely. 20 seconds. Bunny.
Join hands and believe.
Join hands and believe. Yes. 20 seconds.
Hug a tree.
Hug a tree. Yes, yes, yes. 20 seconds. Here. Sing. Absolutely. 20 seconds.
Get involved.
Get involved. 20 seconds.
Hot law nuclear warheads.
In 20 seconds. Okay. In my heart, I am outlawing right now, in 2 seconds, nuclear weapons. I will never use a nuclear weapon. Metaphoric, literal, or figurative. Anyone else? Thank you. Anyone else? Go big. Nothing? Okay, good. Well, I'm going to make some suggestions. In 20 seconds, we can breathe. In 20 seconds, we can get out of our heads and down into our hearts. I was looking at the word courage here and realizing that cur, and somebody else who speaks French can probably pronounce it well, much better than I can, but the heart age. We are living in an age where if we stay in our heads all the time, we might not be able to outthink the mess we're in. We're going to have to look. Wait a minute. See, I'm shooting on people. I'm going to catch myself. I'm doing this, and there's three fingers pointing back at me all the time. I'm going to catch myself making mistakes up here. Okay? And I'm going to admit to them. I'm going to fess up to them. And if you catch me, that's okay too. All right. So, anyhow, 20 seconds to get into the age of the heart. 20 seconds to say, oh, my head reacted this way. Where am I feeling it elsewhere in my body? Am I feeling it in my heart? Am I feeling it in my gut? Where is the reaction? In 20 seconds, we can get in touch with ourselves and probably have some really good information to work with. So let's play with that a little bit. In 20 seconds, I can catch my inner critic or judge looking at someone and making a judgment. In 20 seconds, I can soften my heart to look at each of you as someone who is human just like me, is probably a little bit scared or intimidated just like me, is unique just like me, is precious, sorry, precious just like me. So, let's work on this a little bit. I'm going to first ask us to think about a problem that's local and global. I took this out of a garbage bag, this planet Earth. We have, here in Abingdon, no longer recycling. Every time I put something that I know should be recycled in the trash, I feel guilty. I feel shamed. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like what I am doing isn't good enough when I do that. So I'd like to think a little bit together about what we could do instead, since we can no longer go to the dumpster or to the recycling bins and have it go away for us magically. Has anybody got any ideas to offer about what we could do instead?
Buy less packaging.
Buy less packaging. Great.
Use cloth bags at church.
Use cloth bags at the grocery store.
Lobby our legislators for a bottle bill.
Lobby our legislators for a bottle bill.
That's the real soup.
Good.
tell your waiters and waitresses not bring this trouble.
Nice.
There is
Here.
a recycling program you can sign up for at the end of the year.
Wow, that's great information. Then we get into having multiple values. It's not free anymore. Am I willing to pay? Am I willing to save money that I would be using elsewise to pay to have recycling? Thank you, Steve. That's great to know. And I hope Steve will share with us how to do that.
So
Donna.
buying recycled products, not only just recycling, but buying recycled, like recycled things like towel, like I love recycled things, towels. So it's with recycling, but we're not using those recycled items, we're together. It's got to be full circle.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Bunny.
Commit to reusing.
Commit to reusing. Absolutely. All right. I would like to say that I'm going to give you the opportunity to play the voices in my head. Right side, give me, that's not good enough. That's not enough. That won't work. You did that. Not good enough. This side, so we're going to go with that side being too little and this side being too much. You are too much. We talked about signaling a sermon or two ago where we talked about virtue signaling. And each of us today, I would bet my bottom dollar, has already done several small things. Spent many 20 seconds helping and saving the earth in the 20 seconds we have. And I'm going to tell you that this morning I ate a vegan breakfast. I've been a vegan for many years, and I feel slightly ashamed of that because it is something that people look at me and startle at. And I feel like, but that's the thing I do. You all have done things that I didn't do this morning. Can anybody tell me something you did this morning that you did out of your own values and your own love for the earth, yourself, and life this morning? Donna.
Take unplugged toilet appliances.
She unplugged all her. Anyone else do something?
No.
I composted the eggshells and coffee grounds.
Right. Beautiful. I didn't compost and haven't composted recently. And I didn't unplug much of anything before I came, despite having been an energy conservation educator and telling other people to do it.
Out.
One finger out, three back. Weva.
Short shower.
A short shower, say that 5 times fast. Thank you.
No shower.
No shower. Thank you, Steve. Anyone else? Just little things that you do. And I got it.
This is not so really. My presence of eggs. Better than possible than this big factory shipping farms.
Absolutely. Thank you, and thank you to the ducks. Anyone else got a little something?
Spinach smoothie.
Spinach smoothies. Yum. Very good. Great. So what I want to do is, again, I'm going to use myself. If you would say on this side, just kind of pop up voices in your head or voices, if you just want to use those words, not enough, not good enough. And over here, that's too much for me. That's too much. You're too much asking, or telling me that you do this. Do you feel comfortable just kind of, right? It's not enough.
It's enough.
It's too much. It is enough. Is it enough? Is it enough? Can we be kind and merciful to ourselves? Can we hear it as you're good enough? What you're doing today and right now is enough. in the face of the reality that we are looking at 20 seconds on the environmental clock. It's not enough. So what do I do in my heart and head? What do we do in our hearts and heads when the best we can do might not do it, might not do the trick?
I know.
Join with others.
Join with others.
Amplify what we do.
Amplify. Anyone else?
Get out.
Model
Good.
as well. Yes. Educate. And
I only got.
recognize that we can't control everything.
No. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'll go a step further and say ISIS comes shames people. So, that's okay. Shame them.
Huh. And how do we feel about that? Not good. I want to talk a little minute, and I am absolutely certain there are people who are professors and professional psychologists and stuff in this room who could talk about this more eruditely and probably, I hope I pronounce that right, than I can. But I want to talk about the golden shadow, which is a Jungian concept. We're really familiar with shadow work, and since it is today Groundhog Day, we talk about shadows, and thank you, Karen, for the wonderful readings. They were really carefully chosen and well spoken. Anyways, I want to talk about the golden shadow. We are used to dealing with the monsters we've pressed down and the hard and difficult parts of ourselves, perhaps many of us or some of us have done our shadow work, but the golden shadow are the things that we push down because we've gotten shame messages about things that we shine, about the ways that we shine, or the ways that we weren't good enough at our shining when we were young and as we got older. How many people can identify, and I'm not asking you to raise your hands if you want to speak up, fine, but how many of us were told we can't draw, we can't sing, we are too loud, we are, if anybody wants to throw out something that they've been told was too much or too little, that's absolutely fine. We'll give it a pause and I'll repeat what you said. If anybody has any of those things.
Too sensitive.
Too sensitive.
And singing.
Can't sing.
Sixth grade.
In sixth grade. And you remember anyone else?
Not smart.
Not smart? Oh my goodness. Okay.
So anything that's true.
Do you, sing was one of our 20-minute, sing was one of Harry offered it, I think, one of our.
Just hear about it. It's true.
Yeah. But do you still sing?
You know.
No, you mouth the words? Okay. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. How many people, you remember that song, maybe it was it George Harrison? Anyway, the Beatles, What Would You Do If I Sang Out of Tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. How many people would tell Mike not to sing in this sacred space? Mike! Beautiful. Anybody else have anything they want to pop up? Got about 5 more minutes.
Sing away, Mike.
Yeah. And get up here and talk. Get Bob, wonderful presentation a couple of weeks ago. It stuns me that anyone would have ever told you you're not smart. And it brings these tears to my eyes, all of us who were told those kinds of things. You shine too bright. Nobody can shine around you. So let's think a little bit about ways that we can shine. How, when we hear this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. What kind of light do you think of?
Oh.
Love. Love. I'm going to let my love shine. Okay, good. I'm going to say that there's a lot of kinds of light, and that we aren't always full bore, bright beams lighting the entire world. I want to give us permission to be fireflies, the darkness, to just shine for an instant, and that's good enough. To be a nightlight, to be this little safe space for people who are in the darkness, and for ourselves to say, I've got banked embers. That's okay for now. That's okay for today and for right now. Can anyone else contribute a different kind of light that you can be in the world, that you have been, or that you have turned to in your own darkness? Be kind. What kind of light is kindness? Does it have to be so bright that it can be seen everywhere? Can it be a lighthouse, just constantly being there, telling people, showing people that there's safety in the storms? Man, storms right now, this planet is just alive with them, with wildfires.
I was applied for a job that I was told only a man can fill.
Thank you. And got it. Yeah, which reminds...
Yep.
I brought a sign. Plurk. And that is a word that I ran into by Rick Jarrow at a conference he gave on right work. And he says basically it's play plus work. And today I invite us to be a little more playful in the work we do, because we aren't going to browbeat, shame, or talk anyone into what we want them to do. We aren't going to be able to talk anyone into saving the world logically. We've got to get to their hearts. And we've got to find, it seems to me, one finger out, three back. It seems to me we need to be playful about it.
What's the best of your life?
How many people can find ways? Nah, not even how many. I'm going to ask you to search in your hearts. I know, I probably didn't say the one thing that would convince anyone to work harder. I just want to convince us to work harder. And I would invite you to take these last 20 minutes when I've been fumbling for ways to share what's in my heart with you, and see if something spoke to you, some little thing, something scared you, something inspired you, something gave you something more to look at, or a way to look at something differently.